What's going on, everybody? Abid Mirza here again, and today we're going to do a deep dive on another question that's commonly asked. And this question is, what do you do in a scenario where a client is asking for either multiple interviews in order to get to know you and make the decision, or they're asking you for free trial work? I'm going to give you 5 points in how to address this scenario. Number 1, I refuse to do free trial work. No matter what, I refuse it. For me, it's about you're either all in or all out. I'm not trying to do the wishy-washy, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Once the interview finishes, my main thing is that am I hired or am I not? And that's pretty straightforward. So if the person is still kind of like thinking about it, I'm going to get back to you. Maybe you could do some trial work and then I can look further and then I can evaluate you further. I go, you know what? There might be someone else who's better for you. Thank you very much. And at that point in time, the client is a little bit hesitant as to why this person is being so upfront when he needs a job as well. And, why is he speaking this way and why is he being so specific over here? The reason being is I want to weed out the people who are 50-50 and maybe they're probing around for somebody else, and instead find those people that the minute the interview happens, it's like, you know what, we're good, confirm the job, let's move forward. And sure, I may have lost a few clients along the way, but you know what, I've probably saved a lot of headache as well in terms of having those people that I get hired with them just because they couldn't find someone else or someone else falls through, and then I become their second or third option, become their first option for a few months until they find someone else. So my objective right off the bat is I refuse to do free trial work. The second point over here is that after the interview finishes, I clearly ask for the job over or I forget about it. What do I mean by that? When the interview finishes, I tell them, hey, listen, what do you think? Are you interested? Shall we move forward? Shall we set up a contract? Where do we go from here? If the person says yes, then we set up the contract. If the person says no, I forget about the interview altogether. The reason being is, for me, it's like, wait a minute, you saw my profile, you saw my proposal, we had an interview as well. If after these 3 touch points, you're not able to comfortably say the fact that, you are the right person and I want to go with you, I forget about it altogether. And I let them know that, listen, you know what, take some time, you can get back to me, but for the most part, I'm going to move on from here. And the reason being is that in my entire time on Upwork so far, there's only been one client who didn't get back to me immediately. And that one client, the reason why he didn't get back to me was that after interview finished, he had to go on a trip. He was gone for 6-7 days. But as soon as he came back, the first thing that he said to me was that, hey, I'm really sorry I had to go. I meant to give you the offer beforehand. I'm giving you that now. So again, it may come off as a little bit abrasive and may come off a bit rude, but the objective over here as a freelancer is that I don't want you to be timid and think that, whatever the client says, you have to go with that. If you are an expert in your industry and you are someone that can provide value, which you are, then you need to also state your claims as well, as that, wait a minute, as soon as the interview finishes, let's go forward with that. So what are you waiting for though? If you have an immediate need, I have an immediate need, let's make that official. The more you let it linger on and on, the more problems will come up. I got delayed, I ran into somebody else, the project changed. And as a freelancer, time is money. You don't want to waste time on someone who can't make up their mind. The third point over here, and this is going to branch off the first 2 points as well, is that I try my best to avoid even going to the interview. The reason being is that, first of all, when I send a proposal, the person gets a chance to read my proposal, number 1. They get a chance to look at my portfolio because I have a lot of attachments over there as well. And then at the same time, number 3, they get a chance to go on my profile. So my profile, my proposal, and my portfolio, which is attached, is filled with information. In my profile, I have my degrees, I have my reviews over there, I have a breakdown of what I do. In my proposal, I'm very in depth in terms of what I can do for the specific job. And then my attachments, rather than attaching one document, I attach various documents specific to the job so that I can give them as much information as possible. The reason being over here is that by providing them as much information in the initial process, I reduce the amount of interviews that would take place to confirm if I'm the right one. And then obviously logically, the less interviews, the less chances of those small amount of interviews going into the next stage, which is, we have to do some trial work and then we'll take it from there. So I try to give as much upfront information as possible to reduce that scenario. Another strategy that I've seen that has worked well is that freelancers get clients to fill out an intake form. So an intake form could be a questionnaire that the client would fill out before the interview. So in that sense, the freelancer could have, tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about the company, the specifics of the job. And what that does is that A, it helps to weed out those clients who are not serious, who are unsure. And B, it gives the freelancer the understanding that, wait a minute, if this person took their time to fill out the form and they are serious about the job and they are serious about interviewing the person, so then you'll spend more time researching the person, the company, and making sure that deal goes through. And the last point over here, in terms of everything that I've mentioned so far, in ways to help you save time and money, is the fact that, remember, you will still be ghosted and you'll still be left behind, regardless of if you apply all these strategies. That's just part of the process. So keep that in mind and don't think of that as something that demotivates you, but think of it as just something that has to happen as part of the, let's just say, 100 clients that you're going to deal with. There may be 10% or 15% that even after a great interview, even after doing free trial work, even after taking the next step to think about it for a few days, and you think you had this amazing connection with them, they might just disappear. There might be some family issues, there might be some personal issues, financial issues. Your point or your objective is not to get stuck on them. Rather, think of it as part of the process and move on from there. Don't dwell on the fact of why they didn't go with you, why they took so long. But it's simply a matter of you have to remove your emotions from there and just say that a part of the process of doing business on Upwork is that there's going to be a certain percentage who ghost you, and that's okay. I hope this video helps you out. I really wanted this video to kind of tackle the scenario that comes up for freelancers from time to time, which is the fact that they get stuck in these two scenarios. Either A, the client wants multiple interviews in order to see that if you're engaged, to see if you're the right one, or B, they want to put you in a scenario where they expect a lot of trial work, and in return, they're hoping to see that maybe perhaps you might be the fit. So what I hope from this video is that it can help you navigate these scenarios in order to reduce your time, save the energy, and save the hassle as well. If you like what you've seen over here, give it a thumbs up. If you have a question that you want me to cover in future videos, leave it in the comment section and I'll be sure to look out for it.